want to make it very clear that the users that are terrorizing me right now, Adonis Paul, Original Owl, all of their cohorts, none of them are police. None of them are investigators. None of them are detectives. They're not even private investigators. None of these people have ever been trained by law enforcement to investigate a crime. And yet, they believe they know more than the detectives, and they are capable of finding the truth where the detectives failed. If this was in the hands of actual law enforcement, it would be over. Actual law enforcement cannot spend years terrorizing a suspect to confess. They have a set time limit where they are allowed to antagonize and lie and push and do whatever they want to get that suspect to say what they need them to say. But after that set time, which is only about 24 to 72 hours, they have to either charge him with something or let him go. These channels here on YouTube have been after me, harassing me, terrorizing me, threatening me, antagonizing me to try to make me either kill myself or falsely confess to a crime that somebody else committed for 3 years, non-stop. Actual authorities would not be able to do that. If a real cop did that to somebody for 3 years, kept them terrorized for 3 years without ever having anything to lock them up for, that cop would lose his job. It's not legal. And it shouldn't be legal for these YouTubing channels to do it. They are not the police. They are not detectives. They're not even true crime channels. They can't be classified as true crime because they don't tell the truth. They talk about crimes, but they're not telling the truth. Because if they were telling the truth, I would not be receiving death threats. I would not be receiving harassment. If they were telling the truth, they would not have to threaten me before they tell it. Because there would be nothing to threaten. I would have no reason to fear. They're not telling the truth. They're not true crime channels. They're not police. Legally, what they're doing is not okay. And the only reason they're allowed to continue is because I don't have the money for a civil lawsuit against them. And YouTube doesn't care that they have cyberbullying creators on their platform pushing other creators to suicide just so that they can move up a little bit. Because the only way these bullies know how to move forward in life is to push somebody else down. They don't know how to pick up their pace and catch up to the people ahead of them. They only know how to trip those behind them to make sure that they don't lose their spot. And their spot is bullshit. They're cyberbullies who should not have a platform. If they were police, they would have had to stop this garbage. And it shouldn't be legal for random citizens to take police work into their hands and spend 3 years terrorizing somebody they think is a suspect with no evidence. They have zero evidence because everything they have that they say I did, somebody else already confessed to doing, which leaves zero evidence that I committed a crime. You don't know what you would do if somebody was threatening to kill you. Not just online. I mean, you don't know what you would do if a man took you into a house and showed you a dead body and said, "I'll kill you too." You do not know what you would do to save your life, so you do not have the right to judge me for what I did to save my life.